Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time for the one, the only, the oftentimes criticized People's Podcast with your ever present hosts, the remarkable Teddy Blaze. I'm kidding, it's Teddy Soul. But we also have the esteemed Federation head, Spencer Adams, and the easily replaceable Andre Holmes.
Fuck you!
How you doing today, Andre?
Fuck you.
Duly noted. Gentlemen, we have quite a show ahead of us tonight. We are coming off of the heels of a spectacular pay-per-view. Any comment there on just how awesome Civil War was?
Civil War was shit. I lost the world title.
Oh, you say that about everything, Andre. I mean, you can't win every match. In fact,
You know what?
lose most of
When
them.
I was in my previous company, I was on a fucking 50-match win streak, and I was doing it because of some motherfucking grimy ass looking mother bitch nigga who has a problem against bitches and shit, taking away my world title. Yeah, everybody thought I won, but apparently I lost. Fuck you, Spence, and fuck you to you.
You know, you still lost the People's Title match.
You know what?
What's that?
You know what? You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen when you disrespect me? You know what's gonna happen, huh, Tia? Huh? You know what's gonna happen when you disrespect me?
I
Guess
have a couple
what?
guesses.
You just made a list.
The list of Holmes.
I love the pen click.
The pen click? Oh, yeah. No,
But Civil War was an amazing. You know what? The one thing that made Civil War so epic, it actually was on time. That's the first UCI show that we had on time.
well, and it's kind of funny too because the thing about this kind of gimmick show, as I'm sure that you would agree, is that you have all of the stars, all of these established people put into this gimmick match, which was admittedly a lot of fun. But you had like Bonnie and Stevie Cora and Kevin Bishop, and they're all in this very top-heavy main event, so you almost worry that the undercard is going to be weak. But I can't think of a match that wasn't at least, fun to watch or didn't have some kind of stakes to it. So that's a sign of a good show in my eyes.
Ooh, and shout out to Abigail Lindsay on winning the Writing Stars Championship. You go, girl. Hey.
Absolutely.
I would salute another champion, but it's not really important.
So, before we get into the full recap, of course, there's a bit of just, random thoughts been floating around. I kind of am happy that we've kidnapped Spencer and have put him on this show so we can ask him about some of this stuff. Spencer, I wanted to know, tell us about, before we even start, what made you come up with the Civil War concept? What kind of just put that idea in your head?
So, okay, before, you can hear me perfect, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. Civil War is... I wish there was more of a big story to it, other than I was just going over I was like, oh, we need 6 good gimmick matches, something that's fun, where people can really go in them and have pride in winning something that's not a title. That's really what I like about those annual events. With Killing Floor, I wanted to go more the Cybernetico route, because seeing and this isn't trash talk, it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. We saw recently in Fed A or Universe B or whatever you want to call it, how things can go if someone no-shows. And I didn't want a team match where one person no-shows and it fucks it for everyone else. I think that's really bogus, especially with the main event on the line.
Well, and not that you want to criticize, because stuff happens, people just...
Yeah, no, exactly.
But with the main event, like you said, it's kind of like, well, you have this build up for a month, and then you end up with oh, well, we know who's going to win before the match even starts.
Right.
But so with the Civil War, was that something you were just kind of trying to fight against, or was it were you just kind of saying, let's see if we can keep the suspense going?
I think it was just more of a method for everyone who's really pushing into the main event to get more notice.
Right. Well, then that's the kind of thing, is there's, pardon the phrase, a bit of a revolving door in that main event scene right now, because there's just so many people on their way up. It does seem like on any week you would expect someone to suddenly put out this outstanding high-level roleplay that comes out of nowhere, and you say, I want to see this person fight for the belt now. And so it's almost like this gimmick match is an avenue for people to deliver, you know? But,
Oh yeah. I think we have a top 3, and then I think we have people knocking on the door.
Who's the top 3? Well, right now,
Well, obviously, it's going to be the past 3 world champions. It's the people established in the main event scene, right? It's you, Richards, and Celeste.
Right.
Then right below that, and I mean like right below that, you have Bonnie, Stevie, and Bishop. And I view them with the output that's been happening as people that are very high. I can book them in upper mid card and it feels like main event. So
Right.
well, even then, you have dark horses. You have people who are outside of there that could just surprise you on any week.
Absolutely.
It's kind of funny. We don't really have prediction threads because it's almost impossible to predict some of these weeks. It seems like I know this is a kind of a race to abuse, but anything can happen.
Oh yeah. You do have these people who, I mean, and we are getting a good mid card. Some of these newcomers, UCI originals sort of, who are coming in and staying, they're solid. I think they're really decent prospects. I think there's room for improvement with everybody, and that's what I try to bring out of people.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at some of these people, and some of these newcomers too, I think are going to thrive. I think when he finds his niche, guys like Smith or Bolas are really fun.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and creativity. I think some of these e-petting characters I see in UCI coming in, because whenever you see e-petting, you think of these generic characters. You have like my character's name is Kilgore von Hercules, and I am the biggest, baddest. I am a descendant of a god of death, and I am undefeated. And you don't see that as much in UCI, really.
Yeah.
I think looking at this too, I think Jack could be right up there, but I know Benji doesn't have interest in being at that spot, which is fine, but
I love Jack.
just so it's said, I think he could do that.
I love those characters kind of though, where Jack reminds me of like the Tyler Breeze of UCI, where it's like you would put Jack against, if Jushin Liger comes in, put him against Jack,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the character. I'm not a fan of Jack Slunch, fuck Jack Slunch.
Did you like Tyler Breeze?
Fuck Tyler Breeze.
I don't see Jack as the Tyler Breeze. I see Jack as the Ty Dillinger.
I can see it. I think that he's closer a gimmick to Tyler Breeze, but I can see like his role being Ty Dillinger.
I mean the role, yeah.
Yeah. Although Ty Dillinger is the new Tyler Breeze on NXT because Tyler Breeze went to go lose on the main roster, so.
Well, it's not even just about losing, but like you said, it's that guy where, I mean, I watched Ty Dillinger and I'm like, this guy is really fucking good. Like, he could legitimately be pushed, and
yeah.
But it's like he's so good that he can lose and he doesn't hurt him. So they're like, hey, you can be the guy who Bobby Roode beats.
I think it's sort of the same thing with you in a way, because I mean, if you're being booked and you're losing 15 matches in a row, it doesn't really matter, because as long as you show and I throw you in against someone, it's going to be a cool match.
Who, Tio?
I am going to talk
Tio
later.
Tio has a story about winning a title off a losing streak, winning a world championship off a losing streak. Trust me. He lost 50 matches in a row and won a world championship.
I'll talk a little more about that later, but as a bit of a segue, I noticed also, this is something I kind of wanted to bring up, that you had a thread earlier talking about reducing the television division word limit.
Yep.
Want to talk about that at all?
Okay. So if we don't, we don't. If we do, cool. Okay. The reason to bring up that topic, and I know that a lot of our people are bigger word count people, and that's fine. I'm a bigger word count person.
Yeah, right.
When I looked at the TV division and I saw some of these guys coming in, a lot of these guys who I was like, oh, they could fit sort of in that realm. And it's not necessarily that you have to hit 3K. I think you can have a competitive TV role play off 1,500 words. But I'm looking at some of these guys coming in. I'm looking at some people going bi-weekly. I'm looking at it like if you get on Twitter or you get out on wherever and you kind of see the scope of the rest of the e-fetting world, the idea behind that, and what I do hope, regardless of word count, is to eventually be a legit TV division where we can just have even TV non-title matches. I want to see... It was my idea to not make a second Fed or a second brand, but a real extension division to favor and bring in some of these people who maybe would normally be intimidated by the word counts and this and that, you know?
Well, or
I'm
just
trying
don't
to
have
look for
time.
ways
That's
to
the
be
other thing.
inclusive. What's that?
So, or just don't have time. That's the other thing, because a lot of times you have people who are very talented who have jobs or families.
Well, sometimes, but it can be that, it can be the other way. It's, you know, the division is very, very likely. If word count changes or not, we'll see. But
Do you ever see it going to the point of like 205 Live, where it's its own sub show? You could just have TV night Wednesdays.
the problem with that,
Oh God, don't even talk about 255 Live.
and this isn't a knock against anybody, because there's a lot of times where I've struggled to get up show, and you know, Andre helps me a shit ton with it, or someone like
Yeah, you're damn right.
might step in when I need work and help me a shit ton with it. But the thing is, I would like to do an extension brand, but when I really think about it, it's finding someone who you legit think you could say, okay, here's some responsibility for you, and they would consistently want to. I mean, it's the kind of people where if you throw that idea out there and you throw a load on someone like that, they have to not be able to say, I'm bored of this in 2 weeks or 3
Right.
weeks. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean.
So,
Well, no, and I don't know. I agree with you that it's obviously a tremendous step. I'm just thinking in terms of, because I like the idea of the division. I like the
Right.
idea of, you could just say, even this week we're going to have a television division match between two young competitors. 3,000 word limit. In fact, you could even have, say, if anyone is interested in pursuing the TV title, shoot me a PM and I'll book you in it.
right.
And it becomes this kind of, like you said, it's its own little subset. And plus, the thing about the TV championship specifically, and I kind of touch on this in my role play, is it has this reputation of, if you're the television champion, it means that every week you're defending that belt. Every week someone's gunning for you. It's almost like the e-fetting equivalent of the 24/7 rule, because you can't have a bad week.
Oh, yeah.
And so I picture, and that sounds like I'm talking about myself, but I picture anyone who wins a TV championship, that this means that you have you have that reputation of, I am going to bring it every week, I'm going to be here and be able to pick it up, or else I am going to lose. And I think there's a story to be told there, in the same way that, you know, it has that divisional idea. Not only is it a lower word count, but the idea that you have to defend it no matter what. You can't really be like hiding, and you don't get softballs. You know, you don't get to say, we're going to fight Biowalker. Who would be our equivalent, do you think? I wanted it to be Tommy Glass, but I think he's gone. Does he exist anymore?
Nah, he's gone. He's way gone.
He works on the ring crew. Say that again, Spencer. You turned into Optimus Prime.
Sorry. If someone were to be that, oh fuck.
Don't name names if it's an actual character. I mean, like, do we have any NPCs?
I mean, you could look into the archives and find a particular handler that maybe Andre has faced before.
Yes! I know who would be it. I'll be Adriana Lynch, Adriana Lynch, Adriana Lynch, Adriana Lynch, Adriana Lynch.
Okay. Moving on. The point I was saying, though, going back, I like the idea, honestly, of a TV division. It's kind of weird to say the television division, just because it's not like cruiserweight division, but honestly, the idea is a good one. Now, will it be sold by the rest of the roster? I don't know.
Maybe like the primetime division or something. I mean, you don't have to change the TV title unless we wanted to rebrand it,
No,
but
I like it as it is. Television, because it's like defended every week on television. Actually,
yeah.
you can make it canon that the television championship match is always free on the pay-per-view. Just make that canon.
Yeah.
Now it's like the People's Belt too.
UCI prelims on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, featuring a television title match. That would get ratings, I'm telling you.
I'd be down. I'd be down. I'd be down to watch that.
Anywho, so obviously this is not anything to commit you or say what's going to happen, but it's just kind of discussion because I think that division building as we grow as a federation might actually help to kind of give people some direction. I think one of the struggles, especially for new handlers, is it's like, okay, here are some championships. How do I get a shot at one? Well, win. And that's about it, you know?
I think, okay, there's something that's not always addressed, right? And we come from a place, you know, the originals, or whatever you want to call us.
Just say WCF.
Andre.
Yeah, WCF, whatever.
Moving
We come
on.
from a place where,
Go ahead.
all opinions aside, it has a very active out of character. It's always had that, and it's been pushed by the last people. Now, I don't think it's anybody's fault in particular that we're still looking for our out of character groove, but the rest of the Fed world isn't like that. So when we have newcomers coming in, a lot of them just do what they're used to. They pop onto a site, they role play, and there's not much else of it, which is fine. But I almost think we need to sort of grab as many of these people in as we can. And, like, one of the hooks I do, you know, like even the Skype chat that we have, you know, I'll add people to that because I know, oh, Andre and Max and Tio are going to chat them up. You know, they're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
make them comfortable in the community.
I'd probably spend more hours on there than I do talking to my girlfriend.
Faggot.
I can't help it. I just love you guys so much.
Faggot.
What's up now?
I said it.
He
No,
said he spends.
you tell
He
him.
talks to us more than he does to his girlfriend.
Oh,
I'm calling him
nice.
a fag.
Don't tell her I said
Nice.
that. She doesn't listen to these podcasts.
I'm texting your girlfriend right now.
I told her I won the television title. She said, "What's that?" And I said, "Don't worry about it."
You s-
She is. Anyway, moving on. Actually, no, I showed her the picture I made of Teddy Soul holding up the television title in 2K16. I said, "That's what the television title is," and she said, "Oh, cool." And so she thinks it's a video game club.
You know what's the ultimate goal of every e-fader? Is that to have their significant other scream out their world champion during sex. That'd be the-
That's only you.
Huh?
I think that's only you.
He needs a
No,
world title
no.
first.
I think it's
Oh!
more accurate to cry that while you masturbate.
No. It's better when you're on. Say like you're hitting her from the back door, right? And she's lying down on her gut, and you go on top of her, and you're pounding the shit out of her, and you want to go like, "Hey, girl."
Okay.
So yeah.
Say I'm world
Not safe
champion.
for
So
Say I'm world-
yeah, Civil War. So all right. No, there was one more thing actually before we get to the Civil War recap. I did actually want to mention Spencer.
Yep.
This is a topic that I kind of touched on, but let's discuss it while we have a recording going. There's been a suggestion by me of what if we were to implement some kind of the week award for match writing, and what I mean by that is it would be it would go to it wouldn't have anything to do with the role plays. It's just whoever wrote the best match that week would get a recognition on the site and say like, you guys need to see this match. This match is awesome. The must-see match of the week or something. That might encourage people to do more match writing and also recognize the people who are putting in a lot of work. Like, because even to go ahead and toot the horn of someone real fast, Andre Jensen, who wrote my TV title match, did so much cool stuff. And I was like, oh man, that was awesome. And he just said that, tell me what you want in it, I'll do it. And I said, give me a unicorn.
You know what's funny about that though?
What's that?
So he PM'd me and said, "Hey, put me down for writing the TV title match before, like, whenever you post it. And he didn't even say it, but I was just like, oh, okay, Andre Jensen's returning. Like, I just knew that's why it was in the back of my head. And so I read the match, I'm like, I fucking called this. Like,
I am so happy that he's back.
oh, me too.
Me,
I love Andre Jensen.
I'm gonna reunite with him if he will let me, and we're gonna do the two gents for real this time. We're gonna be the best tag team ever. That's also happens to have the TV title.
I'd always thought Andre Jensen was a pretty solid guy, and then he got in Skype, and I'm like, oh, this guy's really cool. And then he did that feud with Kyle Cameron, and I'm like, oh my god, I fucking love this man.
I not to go too crazy, but I do agree with you because I think that it's about story. You know, it's about if you have a good story, it almost doesn't matter who wins or loses. If you have two guys fighting over a fake world title that gets torn in half and then they fight for the separate halves of the title, it does not matter who wins that feud because people are going to be talking about that because it was so well done.
Right.
That's what I love about UCI is they have that story. You have this feeling that it's not just like it's like if there was this medium. On one end is soap operas and the other end is the UFC. We're somewhere in the middle. We're not too much on one end or the other.
Well, it's weird. Like, I think we do a really good job at kayfabe. I think when we set that up in the beginning and we enforce that and the idea that everyone's this legit competitor, I think it's worked out really well. I mean, hell, the longest title reign for like a world title is 2 months right now by Richards, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, you look at these feuds and you look at who's involved all over the card, and whether you're champ for 1 week or 1 month or 3 months or whatever, I think everything really feels legitimate. Every change feels... It doesn't feel like the person who loses is a loser. It just feels like everyone in the community wins. And it's really cool.
Oh, definitely.
This coming from a guy who hasn't lost a world title yet. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I have lost more belts than Andre has held. Not really. Not really.
First of all, I have held belts longer than both of you guys combined.
That's true. Although,
Shut up.
Although me and Spencer were tag team trios champions at one point. Then we fought for the same belt, and then I hit him with the belt, and then my guy went crazy, and then that was kind of weird. Gonna have to resolve that at some point.
Book it at UCI. Spence versus Steel. Teddy Blaze.
Actually, what's weird is that Teddy Blaze, without going into too much spoilers, Teddy Blaze is affecting Teddy's soul. You might have seen that somewhere. But Teddy Blaze is turning face in WCF, so that is now a continuity error.
So do you need Nathan Chambers to come back and beat your ass into that heel shit again?
Nah, I'm going to be internet champion and fight Zombie. But this is not about WCF, this is about UCI. So, Spencer, before we start the recap, tell me, do you think we could implement some kind of recognition or even just highlights for the match riders to give them the credit they deserve on the site?
Definitely, it's not even a question. At the moment, again, I do feel caught up. I felt really good about Civil War because for once I was able to really contribute. I wasn't behind feeling for the first time in about a month, and it was really nice. It felt like a big bounce back for me personally. So at the moment, I don't know when it's going to happen. It could be next week. It could be later this week, but I'm 100% for it.
We're going to have to come up with a name besides match of the week, of course, but I say maybe like must-see match or something.
I think we keep it an out-of-character post. I want to encourage that positivity. I think it could be a beneficial bolster rather than just like a in-character mention of, hey, this is, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing, is that I want to, not to interrupt you, of course.
You're fine.
I do think that, honestly, one of the best ways to make a great feud is to have that creative control in your matches, is to actually pour in the effort, is to either contact the match writer or even write it yourself and put in those touches and put in the parts where someone might, distract the referee, or someone might cheat, or someone might hit someone else with a title belt and steal it and run away, and you can't put that in there if you're just trusting someone else to write it for you.
Right.
that involvement, I think, really does help to elevate the overall product. And UCI in general is good about that, but I feel that is whenever something's good, I want it to be better. I'm never happy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But that's a problem with like when the match of the must-see match of the week though.
What's that?
I'd win all the time. Duh.
You know what? I'm gonna take that challenge. I'm gonna.
You want to do this, motherfucker? Really? You really want to?
I'm going to write. I'm going to write a match where people fight entirely with dance.
Bro, Tio, we both know that I am the best match writer in UCI.
No,
Am
no,
I lying, Spence?
They're gonna fight entirely with dance, and then
I
halfway
don't give
through,
a shit. I don't give a
halfway
flying
through, the referee's
motherfucking
gonna
thing.
rip his shirt off, and they're gonna get into a big giant fist fight with the referee.
And next thing you know, motherfucking James Ellsworth coming refs the match, right?
Silliness has its place in wrestling. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it does.
You can't have anything be too serious, or else you're just UFC.
There's silliness in UFC.
You know what? Brock Lesnar losing to Goldberg in 10 seconds. That was UFC. That was the World Heavyweight title where Cain Velasquez gets knocked out by Junior Dos Santos in a minute and a half.
No, that was Conor McGregor knocking out Jose Aldo.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't work in wrestling. You can't have that where it's like, oh look, it's a sudden surprise win. No. You want goofy, silly, over-the-top nonsense. Anywho, so without further ado, gentlemen, I think it's time to finally get started on this wonderful show. Outstanding. So I'm going to do a recap on the segments real fast. Just going to get some thoughts from you guys and,
Well, if anyone should do the recap, it's me. I'm the one who write the entire motherfucking show.
Well, that's why you can get the thoughts. Your thoughts are the best, man.
Fuck it.
I love you too. Now, moving on. Let's see. So we had the introductory segment. Who wants to talk about this one? We'll take turns.
You tell me what you guys think. I mean,
Oh,
I know
Jason.
it, but...
You guys want to pull up the show real fast?
I have it up. I'm just gonna say that. I'm glad I'm glad we had Civil War at Madison Square Garden. I love that arena. And we begin with usual introductions. We have Jason Price hyping up a Civil War match between Team Price and Team Spencer. And that's pretty much it.
Which is good because, you got to hype the match. That's the thing. Segments are always welcome, I feel. Especially if it's just like, hey, this match is going to be something to watch. Because, much like the fan, sometimes the reader doesn't pay attention and you're like, oh, what? There's a match going on? I'm just kidding. But no, I do think it's always good to make these things feel a little bigger, and that's did a good job of that. Plus, it's like this is the main point of Civil War. It's a good segment, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Moving swiftly along, then we have the Rising Stars Championship with Sebastian Reed.
Written by Spence himself.
Awesome. No?
Richards.
Oh, Richards, my bad. Sorry. Thank you, Richards. Shout out to you.
Sebastian Reed defending against Abigail Lindsay, David Smith, Bolas de Arena, Ed Hayakawa, and J-Mo.
And the match ends with new Rising Stars champion, Abigail Lindsay.
I like this one, honestly, because the thing about these big giant matches, it's a six-pack challenge. So it's like you're reading and you almost expect too many near falls, and you're like, but that would make sense because it's a six-pack challenge. Everyone will be going for pins right away because it's not a survival.
Right.
Now, Spencer, I do have to ask, though. I know that you're not a fan of the, what's the word I'm looking for, Andre, when you have a lot of people in one match?
Cluster.
Orgy.
You're both right, but, so, I have to ask, let's indict Spencer. Why did you book this? No, not really.
Right. The Rising Stars Championship is one of the few exceptions to I don't like clusterfucks. I'd say sometimes it can almost be the clusterfuck championship, but in a good way. Because no, I think it's a really good
it's just the way you said that.
You have.
We're gonna put that. I gotta change the graphic and put that on the belt now.
You have these people coming in, and some months when you have all these people, especially, I mean, this was a good month for newcomers.
Oh, it was.
Um,
Absolutely. And
if
by
you
the
look
way,
at this
newcomers,
field,
awesome. You guys did a great job.
one of these people no-showed. That's good on a new match, especially one with this many people. I think it's a positive thing because what the Rising Stars Championship allows you to do is, there's incentive to hold it. One, you get an entry-level championship, which is fun. Two, if you manage to hold it for long enough or get it in your hands around the time of either the golden ticket match or killing floor, you get a free shot at the top.
Yeah, well, it's
In a
kind of
unique
like,
way.
you guys, you watch Lucha Underground?
The medallion thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
gift of the gods championship.
It reminds me of that. It's like a Money in the Bank belt, kind of, but it's like you don't start with Money in the Bank. You get the belt and you have to earn the Money in the Bank, you know?
Well, yeah, it's this like I've said before, lets me see who's who. I think all these people did well, but it allows you to really go, oh shit. When we had that clusterfuck battle royal, and I thought that was a really good class of guys that month. Dang was awesome. There were some other guys, Max or Kuno, Sven, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
They did really well. And you had Celeste, which, enough said. I mean,
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. We'll get to them in time, but with the actual one here, was there anyone who surprised you with the role plays? With the
Abigail,
Rising Stars?
surprised me.
Abigail, she got role player of the week.
I'm gonna say not really, because this is one of the few weeks where I'd seen what everyone could do in this match.
I was rooting for Bolas. I'm so glad I get to face him. I love his character.
I know you like a guy like that. He's quirky. He's fun.
I'm gonna make him my protege. No.
Wow.
Not really. That's mean. I don't mean it like that. I'm saying
no, Bolas. I think he's really fucking on point.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a luchador thing because that's what I was, of course.
You gotta set him up for
I'm a
failure.
grizzled veteran now.
Hey, now you're gonna set him up for failure. If he becomes you, that's automatic failure. I'm sorry, I have to say it.
You're not wrong.
He has punchy role plays and a sense of humor. I think he's an inappropriate Tio del Sol, as far as.
That's surprisingly apt. I will give it that.
That would be so weird and so fun.
I have not
to read.
written. I've not written a silly role play in so long because I've not been in the mindset. But I agree.
He is like if you wrote bad shit, right? Because I mean,
yeah,
when you do silly, it's a bit more whimsical. When Bolas does silly, it's.
I had a giant cookie that was being attacked by Aztec zombies at one point.
Like you expect Bolas to end a shoot with like pulling out of a girl he's just done anal with, like.
That's very specific.
He's got some
very
raunchiness
nasty.
to him. He is the raunchy Teddy Soul. I think there's not much else you can say. That's basically how I see it.
Of all the metaphors you can think of, why do you have to go for that one?
Who knows show, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Ed Hayakawa or I won't say who it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Ed Hayakawa who no show. He got a pin. He suffered a pin.
I don't know if he wants people to know who he is.
Don't worry about it. But no, Ed, we forgive you. Come back stronger, man.
No, I do. It's fine.
We're not blaming
He's a
anyone
dub
for no
person, if you're wondering.
No, I had a feeling, but nope. Hey, come back stronger, man.
Yeah.
Let's. But to anyone new who is like, was there anyone who this was their first match?
No, these guys have all had a match or two.
Okay. First time. Let's say if this is your first title shot and you did not win, don't get discouraged because there's always opportunity around the corner.
Yep.
In these kinds of matches, there can only be one winner, but that doesn't mean there's only one person who impresses.
Oh yeah.
So on that note, let's move swiftly along. My computer is freezing. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. Also, who named the referee Dirk Diggler? Has that always been like that?
No.
That's from Boogie Nights, guys.
That's a Richards move.
Richards, you.
Of course, Richards.
Richards, you wonderful, wonderful man.
Always expect Richards to throw some silly shit in something.
I will never ever defeat him, and yet I love role playing against Richard because he does such amazing things with my character.
Oh, he's great.
Oh, I
God,
think the
Richard.
favorite one I've ever read, not to go on a tangent, was Dustin Beaver wrote, where he had Beaver wandering around a museum dedicated to El Santo.
I'm done.
Yeah, no, I love that stuff. I love that kind of stuff where it's actually like, because I'm a huge fan of El Santo. I'm like, oh, this is so good because he knows that I like El Santo and he's using it against me. Anywho, the next matchup is Michael Wynn versus Bad News Brawler, which I gotta tell you, I just immediately fell in love with this matchmaking. Spencer, this was brilliant. Because it's like...
Wait, are you gonna skip the commercial though? Really?
No, I'm gonna go back to it. Was it Fergie?
Good.
Looks like Fergie.
But back to Michael Wynn versus Bad News Brother. Bad News Brothers won, so shout out to him.
Absolutely. Well, no, and the thing I love about these characters is that they're both so silly. This would be like if Enzo Amore fought against Xavier Woods, you know?
I like that. That's it.
It's like I love this match because neither guy is going to be hurt no matter who loses or wins, and yet it feels like these guys are going to be mainstays, you know?
Yeah.
It feels like instantly Bad News Brawler and Michael Wynn versus each other as this fight. That's amazing because these are like these huge forces of personality because the characters are so strong. Because these two
Right.
they have this place on the roster where I'm like, it's almost like a particular guy I won't name who was a redneck. How even if even if you're not going to pick him to win, it's like this guy is a fixture. Or because his character is so strong, because you say, oh, and that's what I feel like these two are. Not that they're that level of writing or anything, of course, I'm not going to talk about that, but it's that idea of these two against each other is just this very much marquee matchup in its ridiculousness, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give some credit that I don't know if a lot of people are going to look at. Bad News Brawler is obviously Bad News Benson.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
And I love Bad News Benson,
Whether you
by
think
the way.
they're good, whether you like them, whether you don't like them, I think these are the best role plays that Ryder has done, that he's done in UCI. I think they're better than anything I've seen him do previously.
Hey, might be on his way up. Never say never. Because the thing about the Bad News Benson character, and I'm basically translating it to the Bad News Brawler, is that the Bad News Benson character he always role plays. He always shows up. And regardless of win or lose, he has that determination out of character that kind of translates into the character. Where it's, even if he's win or lose, if he's just, you can picture him like wandering around the locker room at any time in the show. You expect the camera to come back there and he's going to be like punching a vending machine or something.
Oh, yeah. I love Brawler.
I always picture that, by the way, that I picture when you go back and if you're watching the show, like you cut back in the locker room and the characters will be doing crazy things. This is what I pictured me and Andre Jensen doing whenever we are like, he's rolling dice and outside of the concession stand, and then the machine suddenly starts spraying more cotton candy, stuff like that.
Wow.
I just love that little character stuff of like you just cut backstage in between segments and it's like, and here is Spencer Adams who's signing contracts or something, you know. Anywho, we're starting to drag a little bit, so let's move swiftly along. What was next?
We have a Celeste Mallory segment.
I'm gonna make Andre talk about this one.
Fuck this. Fuck this. Nope. Skipping it. I'm skipping it. Fuck this shit.
Come on, Andre, you know the most about it.
It's basically Celeste is talking to her mother, Mary Mallory, and Mary is like, "You gotta go in there and kill this motherfucking dude. Make sure he learns our fucking family name." Just sadistic shit, man. Just like whispering in our ear, "You will be world champion. You better not let me down, or else I will kill you." That's pretty much the storyline with Celeste. Is like she wants to be just like she really believes in her mother. Like her mother is like kind of like how would I say it? Alright, think of her mother as the Joker-ish, but more sadistic. Like,
So does that make her Harley Quinn?
yeah, like in a mother-daughter way. Like, the Joker is like the ultimate villain, and Harley Quinn is
This
trying to
reminds
be
me
the
of
ultimate
something,
villain.
but I can't figure out what it is. It's a
What
good
is it,
character.
Suicide Squad?
No,
No, I love
the dynamic. It reminds me of something.
Yeah, I love Celeste Mallory. I love Omar, the handler as well. He's really cool. But I think I'm about to get. I think we're about to have a Celeste and Andre baby soon. Hey, I'm playing.
No,
That'd be so fucking weird. If like we just try to kill each other's families and then we just have a baby. Yeah.
It's like that movie with Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're trying to kill each other and then start having babies and shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
But now this segment was like pretty cool. I mean, like,
No, I like
it.
it.
Showed the dynamic. Yeah.
It's kind of you always worry that when you start putting in kind of the supernatural element that you're going to start to get away from the wrestling idea of it. Like, because the Guardians, I'm not saying they did this, they did not, but when you read what the Guardians do, you're worried their role plays are going to devolve into just, they're not even wrestlers anymore, they're like science fiction characters, right?
As long as you have match relevance, you should be fine, and that's all we ask for. You can do the craziest shit with match relevance.
Well, no, and they do, but I'm saying that's what you kind of worry about with the supernatural stuff, and I noticed this does not do that. I've seen people that just go way off into we're not even on a wrestling federation anymore. I'm not going to name names, but and this did feel like it feels like to bring up Lucha Underground, how like you have Dario Cueto, where he's how he's this bad guy and yet he's still a wrestling promoter, you know? That's what this feels like, is that Celeste is doing bad things and she's seeing visions of her mother, and yet she's still a wrestler. She's still trying to win the world title. And so I think that's very strong with the character, I think. It's that you have that priority there where you're keeping the story about the events rather than trying to make it something bigger. Anywho.
Vince, you got anything to say on this segment, or else I want to bitch slap you?
This segment is... It's the... It's the Celeste Mallory pregame.
Perfect.
Basically the summary.
Building that main event, by the way, you keep this. I love segments that are building up towards them later in the night, because otherwise the matches just kind of exist. And so you obviously can't do this for every match, but I like when you have that for the bigger matches, like how you hype the Civil War at the beginning, and now how you're hyping the world title match. It's like, oh wow, this match is important because look, we're getting some story. This makes it sound lazy, but it's almost like you don't have to read the role plays because they're trying to communicate the significance in the show itself. You should still read the role plays though, because they're very good.
Oh yeah. I think in this case we had. I don't know if we've had a double main event of this caliber before, and I think it really warranted that build.
We had a double main event. It was Beach Mania.
Oh, that one was good. Yeah, I just mean like. How do I put it?
Like two incredible feuds just going crazy.
This was just really good, I'd say, and it got to a point, especially, I don't know, I was really happy to be able to get a few segments out to hype the Civil War match. I thought the build to the world title match was excellent as well.
What? Next is my match, which I don't want to talk too much about, but as long as we're on it.
It's excellent.
Andre Jensen deserves a medal for this one. The horse with the ice cream cone on its head.
The fuck?
Did you read the entrances?
Jensen. He's a fucking weirdo, and it's great.
I love it. He's my new tag team partner. That offer is on the table.
You had a New Day entrance? What the fuck?
Yeah, no. Did you see the entrance, man? Read it.
I saw. I'm like.
I rode a unicorn to the ring. And then I believe that Kenji had a bunch of schoolgirls that escorted him to the ring. I love the match here was amazing. Just the writing. This is one of the reasons I said we need to have the must-see match of the week because.
Do you know his theme song, Kenji's theme song, right? The Japanese song. Carol Dempsey. You know I know the words for that song. He's like, how does it go?
I don't know. Are you gonna start singing because I need more alcohol?
Please, yeah, and the fucking dance is so weird. It's like dancing to me,
karaoke is next. But no, I'm gonna say number one. I love the Kuno Kenji character.
I love it. Yeah.
Sven is one of the newer handlers, and just from talking to him out of character, and I'm not gonna say too much, nothing private or anything. I do think he's this. It's kind of weird how much the role plays reflected our respective mindsets because I found myself when I was writing the Teddy Soul thing for this week, I was thinking of myself, this is going to sound very strange. There was a feud in TNA where Chris Sabin won the X Division title. Does anyone remember this besides me? No? I'll say it anyway in case we have any listeners. And he was feuding against Jerry Lynn, who, as you might guess, is very old. And Sabin was like, I'm the new generation. I'm this hotshot who's won the world title, and he was basically a babyface. And Jerry Lynn is this veteran who's like, you're not as hot as you think you are, and I'm going to teach you a trick or two. And that was basically the kind of mindset I was going in of, I pictured Teddy Soul compared to Kenji, not compared to it. Obviously, people have been doing this for 10 years. As this kind of veteran, this guy who's lost a lot of matches and who's kind of got a little more experience there. So I think that actually kind of translated into telling this story where it's kind of like, I don't know, because the Kenji character is a babyface, and it's like I like the way how dedicated he is to the character. That his roleplay was about him being upset about cheating. That's great character building. I'm interested to see where the story goes. You know. Great opponent. Great opponent. I think it could have gone either way. I won this time, but I would be welcome a rematch down the line some point. Title or not, just a rematch of any kind. Hey, if we have that television division, put him in there. But anyway, I just wanted to emphasize, if you guys have not read this match, read this match. This match is amazing. It has unicorns, it has schoolgirls, it has dwarves at one point. Jensen is a good friend.
And a weird motherfucker.
I love him. I'm glad he's back. I hope he's... Wait, am I really 186? He is tiny.
Who?
Teddy Soul. I did not know I made him that small.
Yeah, man, you're like 6 feet or 186 pounds. What the fuck, man?
I'm like a stick.
And I'm 5'9", I'm 201 pounds.
See, I think of Andre Holmes as like being 6'3".
Well, you're dealing with a midget, not a black guy.
Are we talking Austin Aries or you?
I'm Austin Aries. What
okay.
the fuck?
Well, because I can never remember if you're actually Andre Holmes or if you're Austin Aries.
I should just have myself be the face claim.
I can put that picture I made of you. You know, the one with the...
No! No.
I'm not putting that on the stream. I'm totally putting that on the screen right now.
No.
Okay,
no,
I won't. Fine. I'm not going to put it on the screen for the People's Podcast because you would hate me. You would be so upset if I was to put that on there. Anyway, so...
Legit mad, like for real. You know how pissed off I get. Alright, so we got a Jason Price segment.
Wait, do you guys want to say anything about the television title match? Because I kind of gushed all over it.
Nope.
You sure?
Kudos to the one.
Really big. Big title change. Close contest. Match of the week candidate. Both on writing and competition. And Andre Jensen's back. I mean, you get wins all across the board.
No, this was like I said, I cannot say enough good things about the match writing here. And I know I just wanted to make that clear because it was clearly a lot of work put into this. So, all right, let's move it swiftly along to where are we at?
Jason Price segment.
Jason Price segment. Go ahead, guys.
Stevie.
You go, Andre.
It's just pretty much Stevie Cora on Team Jason. And he wants to fucking beat some ass. Because they don't want none. No, they don't want none. Because it's scared. Because they don't really want none. We some Southern boys with the finest strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you can be next. You better get respect. Because ain't nobody breaking this redneck. No. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much happened. Alright, skip. Anything else, you guys?
No, I think that it's pretty. Let's see.
I'm a bad truck. Don't get run over. Blue
Alex
collar
Richards
boys.
versus Jack Lawson. Did Jack roleplay? Because this seemed kind of weird.
No, I don't know if the juices were flowing. Jack has requested bi-weekly. Looks like part of the story.
Yeah,
There's a huge
it seemed
story
kind of
going.
it seemed like it was very abrupt. It was almost, I don't know.
No,
Richards knew he wasn't showing ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a huge storyline to be made from this, so keep your eyes on this.
Jack, we forgive you. Come back stronger, my friend.
Thanks so much, stronger.
Richards,
And then
Richards,
we
congratulations.
skipped the, yeah, man, congrats. I love you, Alex.
Win number
I like
20
a friend.
for Alex Richards, by the way.
Alex is the
Oh,
MVP.
shit.
Alex has got to be like one of the MVPs of UCI. I have yet to see him not bring it every week.
Yeah, he has the most wins so far, if that's one thing. He's here.
Former
He's
world,
got accolades.
former champ, former world champion. You know, in fact, you know what? Alex Richards, kind of weird, has reached this point where he's kind of like, you just have him in the pay-per-view as fighting in a non-title match, and that's it. That's almost like a co-main event, just Alex Richards versus someone.
Yeah.
I think so too. Definitely.
In fact, he's
Yeah,
tag team
alright.
champion right now, so I don't even know why I'm saying that, but you can have it like that. We need to have a tag team division. Two gents.
We
just saying.
do.
We
You have the
need
Guardians,
more
we got Steve
people, and we can
Reckless,
start
we have
carving this shit out for sure.
No, I mean a
Yeah,
Our
dedicated,
roster count's good.
dedicated
but-
tag division.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so we're on to the Civil War match. This one's pretty huge. So who wants to start?
Spence, that's all you, man. I can't deal with that shit.
What would you like me to address about this match? Anything in particular?
Well, I guess it's kind of how were the eliminations decided? Was there anything that surprised you? Did you see any role play that you'd like to highlight in particular? I guess.
So, this was a weird week. Half the people role played for this match, half the people didn't. Shadow Love had a creative sort of rut. Herzog got confused on time zones. Mogwai, I can't say the dude's name, I'm sorry. I'm not great at pronunciations. Love the writer to death and the character. He couldn't show for lack of creative juices, and Calvin Street's been having some real life issues. I mean, he touched on them a bit. Wish to do nothing for the best. I mean, it's Cormac. I've always fucking loved Cormac. I think he's a great dude.
It's Cormac. Oh my good. I cannot believe I love Cormac. Cormac, my man.
Cormac!
I do too.
Clan McNeil. Bring Clan McNeil in. That'd be awesome. Make them Clan
I
McNeil
know.
versus the Guardians.
That'd be fun.
Sorry, not to gush, but I love Cormac.
So with the people who no-showed, I still think you can grab angles from that. And
Oh yeah.
what this starts off with is Mogi almost immediately getting eliminated by Shadow Love in what looks like a very classic instant upset. And you see that because he takes no damage basically and immediately shit stomps Shadow Love. At which point, because Shadow Love rolled him up basically in 10, 15 seconds.
Right.
And,
Well, you always want those kind of surprise eliminations like Survivor Series.
right. And so he gets shit stomped by him. Then you have Cora come in who finishes the job. And then Shadow Love's out. And suddenly we're down to 3-3. Yeah, I'll give the rundown here since I'm already started.
Yeah, go ahead.
With eliminations.
Go ahead. Your show, man.
So Shadow Love is a little beat up. Knowing Shadow was having a creative kind of down point, I put something where it justifies how long he wants to be out because he got pretty fucked up. Next, you have Perzag step through, hoping to face Cora. Cora tags in Carly Nash. Then you have the Carly Nash Perzag exchange. Little bit of offense. Carly Nash eliminates Perzag. Then you have Kevin Bishop come in as Nash tags in Street. Bishop goes for offense. Street immediately gets him down. Boot really puts him on the defensive. To where Team Cora is really toying with people this entire match. Or Team Price. I'm saying Team Cora because that's kind of how I wrote it. Is I knew I needed a general for each team other than Price and Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
So after a bit of offense, the hot tag happens to Bonnie. Bonnie takes out Street. Then, after a bit more, Bonnie's able to get another elimination and take out Carly Nash, at which point we're down to Bishop and Bonnie versus just Stevie Cora.
Right.
Cora, being the manipulative bastard he is, manages to spring around, weakens down Bishop, weakens down Bonnie, and then we get the murder zone to where it's just Cora and Bishop. And Bonnie did great, by the way. Carly Nash did great. But, this was a match, like I said, if there's teammates left, they fight each other. That wasn't the case this year. It was one member of each team left at the end.
Yeah, no, and Bishop, that's kind of, talk about raising your stock, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, for real.
I know Kevin Bishop from WCF, and that guy, he is dedicated to that character. I feel like when I first saw it, the Kevin Bishop character was kind of generic. You have a lot of cult leaders. I don't know why that is, but honestly, the more I saw of it, they kept adding more and more layers to it, to the point you wouldn't even recognize it anymore. It is just so... He's so good at being not only creepy, but unique with it. He does stuff in a way that you don't expect,
Oh, yeah. It's on the writer. I mean, fuck. Bishop's really good.
No, he is. Bishop, if you want to stick around, I welcome it, because you have a future, man.
I suck. I have sucked Bishop's dick so hard out of character to be like, dude.
Well,
I'll play on my Fed.
And in WCF, he's the people's champion right now. It's kind of funny, is because I was worried that after I lost my prestigious 8-month belt, that who would pick up after me? And he's done such a good job with it,
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I know this sounds arrogant, but I mean, I would not say that about everyone. He's done a great job with that belt, and it's just awesome. He's an awesome guy, awesome character, awesome handler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations to everyone else. I also want to say, I noticed you were citing that creative juices was a bit of a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to necessarily sound like I'm lecturing, but I do say I've also had that. Obviously, I've done some no-shows, and I haven't really had time to do this much. But for me, one of the biggest things I think that helps with the creative juices is to try and make your matches less about your role play and focus more on what happens in the match. And what I mean by that is feuding. If you find someone who you want to work with, put together a couple of matches and then make creative things happen. And what's funny is a lot of times you'll get creative juices from that thing. Let's say you have a guy cheat to win a match. Well, now you have a role play where you're talking about he cheated to win the match, that's how that creative juice. That for me, that kind of worked. It kind of got me out of that slump where I'm like, instead of worrying about how am I going to tell this role play every single week chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, how can I make it interact more with the results? How can I take some of the control off there and start incorporating these variables, you know? I don't know. It's just kind of a suggestion because I do understand that burnout, especially when you have to keep going at such a high level. It does seem like there's a lot of pressure, and when you get yourself in that chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, you really start to feel like it never ends and there's no, you know, there's like a tunnel, but that might be a subject for another podcast at some point. Just talk about feud building. That could be fun, actually, for the future. So, without further ado, let's talk about the absolute drudging in the main event, the blowout. Andre's not here, is he? He'd be shouting. Andre, I see you rolling your eyes, man. You okay? I love you too. They can't see that, by the way. Andre, you want to talk about this one? Spencer, you want to talk about this one? Because I'm going to keep teasing Andre.
No, this was really good. The theme with... Fuck you. The theme with UCI World title matches to me is that they've all been really fucking stellar. Goofy motherfucker. I'm gonna turn on... There we go.
I'm gonna play my harmonica. Sorry, go on. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
It's another big chapter. Andre wrote a really good barn burner of a match. And one thing I did say to him is I wanted a specific ending. Is I wanted a TKO. Or technical submission, or however you want to call it.
The referee waves it off.
Yes, with how this feud went, and that's really what I want to try to do as I build these characters and try to help push people towards being the best they can in this fed, is it's not so much winning and losing that I feel is the big focus point in UCI, as it is winning as a character. And I feel like Andre Holmes and Celeste Mallory both absolutely fucking got so much out of this as characters. It's amazing. I mean, with how this went, if I didn't tell you about the feud and just said, oh, this is how it happened, you'd be like, oh, that's some finality. This, for such an epic match, this feels like the prelude. And that's a really good thing to me. With how this was built up, you just have so much of a dynamic with these characters, and I can't speak more highly of it.
Well, and Andre, don't take this the wrong way. It's almost like the way the Andre Holmes character works. It seems like losing the title makes him more interesting. Pardon that. I don't mean interesting like he's boring before, but now you have this kind of wounded animal aspect to his personality, you know? Where now he's, I won't say been embarrassed because he put up an outstanding fight, but he's lost the title that to him was the world. He said, I'm the greatest, I am the best in the world, and now he's been humbled. So what does he do? And in my mind, he starts attacking and he doubles down. He starts pushing himself and hurting people, you know? So it's kind of
the thing is, Andre made a deal that if Celeste were to beat him fair and square, which she did actually, he would actually respect her as a competitor. Not as a person, as a competitor. Because I'm pretty sure the two still don't like each other after what they both did. Because the first week we had Andre celebrated the world title, and then Celeste came out and complained about Killing Floor that he challenged her. Actually, Celeste didn't challenge him. Andre challenged her, and he put the world title on the line. So that was kind of noble of him. So the second week was, and she attacked him for it. So the second week, he made a vision of her sleeping with her mother, like legit picking out like a Susan Boyle, all hairy, watered down version of Angelina Jolie, and just pretending to fuck the shit out of her live on television in front of like everyone. And the third week was Celeste, breaking into his home, like putting a knife to his kid's throat and his wife and shit, and just telling him to get on his knees and just apologize. So with all that built up, it wasn't a match, it was a dog fight. So we see like a new Andre Hobbs, more violent, more aggressive. We see a more sadistic Celeste Valerie. And in this match, I wrote this match should be not a wrestling match, but a complete fight. Like I had
No, it definitely translated.
Yeah. I had Celeste make Andre bleed in the center of the ring. I had Andre power driver on the fucking apron and shit, all kind of nasty ass spots. But the ending was Andre actually letting his guard down when she realized that she was on the superior competitor for that night, and getting locked in the rear naked choke and just being choked out. And after the match, he took the title, wrapped it around her waist, and she kind of like caressed her hand on his face, and just said like the devil's in pretty. So after all the match, the two actually did show respect to one another as competitors, but I do see this as we will feud eventually again, because Andre needs a rematch. But we could tell that if you read the Guardian promos, Andre is becoming more of a heel now. He's angry, he feels vulnerable, and when you make an animal feel vulnerable, that's when they're most dangerous.
No, definitely. I look forward to seeing what you do with it, man. I do not see this as the end. I do not see this as the end of Andre Holmes as a champion. I think it's only a matter of time, but it's it's like a chapter in a book, It's like you want to see what comes next, and that's
that's
the beauty
such a recurring thing. That's such a recurring thing about Andre that I've always loved. Is that and Spence will fucking attest to this when I say that if you want to see how Andre can bounce back from victory, the ultimate examples with Aaron Faust, and Spence will definitely agree with me on that.
Agree with him.
With the Aaron.
I think.
See, this is what happens when you say this. I'm gonna agree with something.
Yeah, Spence will definitely agree with me when the win against Aaron Faust at Beachmania was one of the ultimate comebacks for Andre.
I think it's safe to say that between Black Mass and the end of 2017, both Andre Holmes and Alex Richards are going to be world champion again. You look at the output, you look at what they did to win it,
Definitely.
and you look at what they did in defeat.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that's going to make it even more interesting, is that we have Celeste Mallory, who has beaten one of the best guys in UCI, is now being given a challenge that she now has to win in order to establish her fucking her spot as a UCI world champion.
Well, they say you're not a champion until you defend your belt.
No, I'm saying you are a champion, but it's like you want to make your impact as one, because sometimes you don't have to defend the belt to become a world champion. But like, I want Celeste Mallory to like continue on her sadistic side of saying that no matter who you are, what you are, I will do my best to like pry your soul open and remove it. Like, I see Celeste Mallory as that type of girl who has wanted to be the best from day one, but nobody gave her respect until it took someone like Andre Holmes, who was an arrogant, disrespectful motherfucker, to bring out the darkest side that propelled her to actually win the belt. So now we're going to see if she can continue that motivation and use that and focus on the sadistic side to like to keep holding the belt. Because honestly, I would love to see like the top guys keep fighting for a belt. Like, I'd love seeing that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
no, definitely. Well, gentlemen, it's a little over an hour, so I think that we're going to hit the questions and then kind of wrap up. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question from someone online. If you want, can I read it?
Let's do the ones on the thread first, or unless it's like is it important right now.
All right, let's do the ones on the forum, and then I'll read the question.
Yep. Well, by the way, if anyone's listening, feel free to ask whatever you want in these forums. We will answer any silly question. My favorite cake is chocolate. Not really. It's pineapple upside down. And my underwear size is okay. We're not going to get into this, but I'm making a point. Ask us questions about UCI or just in general. We will talk about it. It's a challenge. I've opened a Pandora's box, haven't I?
If you have something else better.
I just realized what I've been saying. Okay, that's all right. I look forward to it. So, question 1 comes from the Plague Kevin Bishop, who asks, do you see Kevin Bishop as a legit threat to the world title, and should Price be worried of him too?
I will. I say yes. Okay, here's the thing. Everyone can be a legit. Oh, sorry.
So
Everyone can be a legit. Fuck, man. Let me talk. I'm sorry. I said everyone can be a legit. Mother, I'm gonna stop you. See, I'm gonna fuck you up. I swear to God.
Go ahead.
Is my camera blurry? What the fuck? All right. Hold up a second. Let me fix my camera. Okay, there we go.
All right, there
we go. Like I said, okay. I'm gonna say this. Everyone can be a legit threat to the world title, but Kevin Bishop is the dark horse in the match. And I'm not saying dark horse as like he can't pull it the outside. I say dark horse as in like we're actually threatened that he could be the one to drop the role play of the year and this shit and beat us. That's how much of a dark horse he is. Like, we're absolutely threatened by what he can do. And should Price be worried of him too? I mean, Price ain't shit anyway, so yeah.
He's your partner. He's a guardian.
Huh? I said Price.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Richards for some reason when you said Price, and that sounds silly because they're both. Because Price used to use Dusty Rhodes as his avatar, and I think that Dusty Rhodes reminds me of Richards. Sounds crazy, but trust me, that's how my mind works. No, I think absolutely Kevin Bishop is a threat to the world title because he is putting in the work, because that's out of character. Of course, in character, he's just got a title shot, so he's a pretty big threat in that regard, because Celeste is a new champion, and she's got this very hungry, had to win this fight to get to this challenger right at her doorstep, so
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else, Spencer?
I think you guys kind of nailed it. You look at Bishop, the guy can write really well. It's going to be fun. As we head into Black Mass, actually, it doesn't seem, I mean, if you look at it, it's obviously at this point, it's Bishop, Richards with his rematch, Andre with his rematch, and Celeste for the world title in a fatal 4-way. I feel that's pretty obvious at this point. I've talked about it before.
So it's just people with all like earned opportunities to like become world champion again, which is like fucking amazing.
The cool thing about this is 2 months after Killing Floor, but it feels like such a different match, even though all people were in that together as a lot of the top names. And it's so different because you have all these different stories that have developed, and it's crazy what can happen in 2 months where, I think Bishop is sort of in the same place. His character is still blooming in UCI. That's not a bad thing. It's just where the position is at the moment. You look at where Richards is and because that's the thing. Bishop's still blooming, but he's still fresh to where this match can happen again 2 months later, on less competitors, whatever, fatal 4-way, and it feels so fresh because Bishop is a fresh character, and even though Celeste, Richards, Andre have faced each other, or, it's...
Well, we put the belt in there, it changes the dynamic
entirely. It's a different ballgame. Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean, yeah. I agree with you. Alright, let's see. Full thoughts on stables, factions, Otakul, and Brotherhood. Did I forget anyone?
Otakul, Brotherhood, I'll let Spence talk about that first. But Otakul,
seeing as I'm most involved in it. Like the Otoko are more like a face group who are
I think.
uh
Go ahead.
they're definitely a face group. I'll give them that, and they kind of bring this like goofy, weird dynamic that's very entertaining, and adds this sort of more surprising of like a comedic side to matches and like views.
Well,
I
yeah.
kind of see them. I see them more as like a Japanese Tio del Sol, but they're
I love how
more.
I've become the bar for face wrestlers all of a sudden.
Yeah, I can't picture a more pure baby face than Tio del Sol. Like I can't. And
Teddy Soul still exists, except he's a different dimension.
yeah, but
I'm
also cool is like
not explaining that again.
the yeah the also cool are really. I want to say that I think Kuno should be the flag holder for the Otoko since he's the first person in the stable to win a championship. So I want to see like Kuno take the leadership and gain more confidence as a character from that. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird having a face stable at all because the stables you usually think of like the Four Horsemen. You know, they're gonna cheat or they're gonna interfere in each other's matches, and the only time you really see face stables is to oppose them. You know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I think the idea it's kind of like you're just we're Team Japan, which is interesting also because honestly I kind of want to see them push the international aspect a bit more. That's kind of an interesting concept of like we're the we're the representative of Japan, and you have the representatives of Mexico. You could put Teo in there, I guess, and you can put in Bolas, and we could end up with a World X Cup where we just have Team Japan versus Team Mexico versus Team America. You know.
Yeah.
Mark it down, Spencer. World Cup. We can have Team Guardians also. I hesitate to put them on Team America. Because they have their own planet, I think. Anyway. They have a TARDIS, I think, at least. I want a long talk from Andre on his thoughts on the Reckless storyline. We don't have a long time, but let's talk about Reckless storyline, Andre. And we'll talk about Brotherhood too, because we haven't forgotten. Let's do the Brotherhood first, actually.
Brotherhood first, yeah. Spence, you gotta talk about Brotherhood.
Oh, I do or I don't?
You do.
No, you do, because you know about it more than
We're going to hold this lighter to your head.
I think it's still in its infancy. Some people have been in and out, and at some point I'll talk to Matt about retooling. The idea behind Brotherhood is very much the same idea when, and we still might do it, but me trying to push a true creative team where we try to come up with feud ideas and things to help push people. That's what it is. It's a spotlight. To bring people together in a DX, NWO, I'm too cool, sort of a faced tweener stable that was born out of rebellion against Jason Price as a crooked GM. I think it's something where we have the opportunity to take some prospects and mid-carders and give them that spotlight and chance to shine.
Right.
Yeah. David Smith. No, wait, Reckless storyline, Andre. Go ahead.
Alright, so the Reckless storyline, Benji wanted to go more in depth with the Jack Slumson character, and being the nice guy that I am, I offered to help out. So we decided to embark on a feud together that originally started with Jack Slumson portraying his feelings for Andre Holmes. Like, when am I ever going to do a feud without someone trying to fall in love with me? But yeah.
You're so lovable. You and your murdery ways.
I'm not lovable. I'm a fucking former world dominating champion who kills people.
Yandere.
I'm Yandere. Yeah. Fuck. Screw you. So Jack Slumson and Andre Holmes start becoming a team, and I don't know. There's just something weird about tag teams where the partners hate each other, yet they're so successful because Team Reckless was just really fucking successful as a tag team. Like, we beat Beach Crew way more than Justin Bieber, and then we defeated Polar and Bonnie Blue to become UCI Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, that was
And
an
then
awesome
straight
match.
Huh?
That was an awesome match, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And alright, so before the tag title win, we saw Jack Slunction using Andre Holmes to get into co-main events. He's teasing him, saying that he's a better wrestler. And all Jack Slunction wanted so far was to become champion, right?
Right.
So he's basically manipulating Andre to play the fool. So once Andre keeps playing the fool, it makes Jack Slunction look way better. The moment Andre becomes champion, Andre switches the tables. That now he did one thing that he stole Jack Slunch's championship belt and got his name removed from the history of lineage. So it makes it seem like Jack Sluncher was never champion in the first place, which completely like sets Jack off guard and pisses him off, as Andre is like becoming the sole holder of the tag team championship. So Jack is extremely fucking pissed, and Jack cannot stand that. So he goes on this LGBT parade and tries to blame like UCI and shit. And I'm not gonna. If I lost, I swear that fucking holding and the killing part where Jack interferes with the
Who's talking?
Okay.
who was that? Hey girl, let me get your number.
What?
Let
No,
me
that
get
was
the
my
girl
brother's
number.
girlfriend. She said something about Josh cleaning his room.
I don't know who Josh is,
Hey.
so okay.
Josh is my
Hey,
brother,
girl,
sorry.
By the way, Spencer, what I'm hearing when Andre talks is that we might have potential for Black Mass, this grudge match, Mr. Jack versus Mr. Relentless.
No, that's next year, so fuck you.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, so when one of the things that pissed me off that as a handler is when I almost thought I was gonna lose the world title when Jack pulled the riot in front of the Transylvania Castle. I legit Spence was there. I was raging so hard. I wanted to just grab fucking Benji and kill his ass, but we're back together now as a team. So the Reckless storyline is going to continue until next year, but we're finally reaching into the stage of the climax. Not in a sexual way. Just so you
I
guys
was gonna
know.
say that's what she said.
Fuck you. You ain't getting that shit.
That's also what she said.
Oh, fuck you too.
That's also what she said.
Are
I'll
you gonna
stop.
fucking let me fucking finish?
Are you finished? Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. God, you always take so.
You're fun to
You
mess
know,
with.
next question, and that is from Shadowlove. Oh, we have 5 questions.
No, David
question-
Smith. David Smith asked if he makes a decent question, does he get a title shot?
No, I answered that already. Okay, good.
Oh wow, 5. Okay. Well, this is just asking rankings.
We're about to get some controversial
All right.
backlash.
Pass.
I'll take this one. Ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, Andre Holmes. Number 2, Andre Holmes. Number 3, Andre Holmes again. Number 4, Andre Holmes. Wait, we're doing worst, right? Your face.
All right. Well, I'll answer this as if it's a serious question because it is a serious question. Number 1,
dibs on double, by
Adriana
the way.
Lynch. Number 2, Adriana Lynch. Number 3, Adriana Lynch. And
You know, stop taking over this shit.
Number 4,
Number
Spencer
1.
Adams.
Number 5, fucking Biohazard. Number 5 is Biohazard.
Andre, you
Alright,
still owe
but
me
for
that
real-
$5 bet, by the way.
Wait, we made a bet for $5.
Yeah, on the last podcast.
What did I bet for?
It was something where you owed me $5. Honestly,
know,
I
I
take
think
so many shots to the head that I don't even remember half the things I say.
I ain't paying you. Fuck that. So that's question number 4 out of the way. So okay, question number 1: top 5 role players. Does it have to be a specific order or?
I have a
whatever?
feeling that all of this is random.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1 would be Celeste Mallory. Number 2, Andre Holmes. Number 3, Alex Richards. Number 4, Bonnie Blue. And number 5,
Stevie
Kevin
Cora.
Bishop.
Oh,
Stevie
Kevin
Cora. Yeah,
Bishop.
Stevie Cora.
Kevin Bishop or Stevie Cora. Let's give them both number
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say that, and then we have 6 through 10. Whoever the next
Number
contender.
s-
We're just listing contenders. That's the problem.
Number 6, Kuno Kendrick. Number 7, Abigail Lindsay. Number 8,
Number 8, Andre Jensen. Number 9,
You're just naming handlers, aren't you?
fuck off. I'm trying to think hard.
Okay.
Number 9 would be Sebastian Reed. Number 10, no. Yeah, number 9 is Sebastian Reed. Number 10, uh, uh, three. Number 10 would be, whatever, fuck number 10.
I'll take number 10.
What?
I said, I'll take number 10. Give it to me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm number 75. I've already ranked
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah,
I'm not a good writer. I'm not a good writer. I'm just really good at tricking people.
Who was on the cusp of cracking the top 50 and everybody else had to do fucking
Everyone. See, the thing about it is you can't really have a ranking system outside of like wins and losses, and the reason is because I've said it before. I'll say it again. Anyone can beat anyone in any week.
For real.
That's how good the competition is in UCI, and that you try and rank them, and it's like, yeah, but honestly, the rankings are just based on who won most recently, because they will shift on a week-to-week basis. You okay, Andre?
All right.
You having a seizure?
Yeah, I'm good. I just got blasted on Instagram. I'm so fucking mad right now.
Number 5. No Andre Holmes fears Shadow Love, so if Dre makes it past Celeste Mallory and taking Shadow Love...
Pause. Skipping that. We're skipping that. He ruined the question. We're skipping it. I don't care. We're skipping the question. He ruined it.
Fine.
No. Who do you think is the UCS version of Ellsworth between Kevin Bishop, Perzak? I give it to Perzak.
Stevie Carr, but only because I beat losing to me makes Stevie James Ellsworth. It's because I'm Tommy. I'm Colin Delaney. I actually did play against Colin.
No.
Colin
The Ellsworth
Delaney.
on the W is Adrian Lynch.
No, it's Tommy Glass.
Tommy Glass? Alright, we'll go with Tommy Glass.
Yeah, he's the Ellsworth of the UCI. He works on the ring crew right now. He's still hanging around. He's one of the guys who he wipes off all the sweat.
Nice. Alright, and I've got another question. Exactly how bad are you gonna crush this guy in a cross promotion match next year? And let me tell you this. Andre Holmes is about to go into 4CW and destroy this fucking jobber who blasted me on Twitter. I'm about to murk his motherfucking dumb ass so bad. 4CW's gonna come to me and ask me for a championship match. That's how bad I'm gonna fuck this guy up. UCI is gonna fuck it. Yeah, you know what? I don't have to talk this shit.
You win a bit Iron Sheik there at the end.
Huh?
You win a bit Iron Sheik there at the end.
Okay. Anyways, that's how much I'm gonna murk his ass. I'm gonna kill him. Like there's no point. There's a 3-kill limit, and that's better than I'm gonna kill him. They role play exactly like us. They judge us like exactly like us. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna make sure he's dead.
Hulk Hogan, you are not a man. You are gonna put you in the camel clutch, break your back, and make you humble. I cannot do that. Humble.
Humble.
Yes.
And the final question is, also shitloads of new people coming in lately. Who are you keeping your eyes on? Sebastian Reed, Abigail Lindsay, and Mogul. Or Mogini. What the fuck do you guys?
And Bolus.
And Bolus, yeah, Bolus as well.
Now, that's not to say that we're not keeping our eye on everyone, because at any week I have people who impress me.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's almost a loaded question, because it's like you pick a group of people that it's going to change on a weekly basis, because any week one of these new guys will be like, I need to keep my eye on him. Because we have that level of talent here, and because I think that, seriously, if there's anyone who's listening to this and we have not said your name, it's only because there's just so much to pick from. I cannot think of a single guy here who I would just consider an easy win. I have got such a thing ahead of me as TV champion, because anyone who Spencer puts me against, I'm going to have to actually try. There are no free rides. So, on that note, yeah. Andre, you said you had another question on Instagram or something?
Yeah, somebody hit me on my Instagram for this question. So, this is not safe for work, by the way. So, we're going to... Alright,
Okay.
it's from my friend. Ed.
That's the censor.
He says, that I quote, "Hey, I've been having some recent problems with my girlfriend. It's about sex. We've been dating for 6 months, and I'm not exactly sure if she's the right girl. The sex is amazing, but every time I get too excited, I always start to hurt her. I'm wondering if it's because of my..."
Boy, we did say we would answer
What?
that question, didn't we?
No, hold on. It's my obsession with certain positions by the fact that my penis may just be too big.
Okay.
I need your help. All right, let me answer this shit quick. Ed, it's simple. I know you a young guy, you 18 or 19, and all you motherfuckers out there listen to this. You guys think you guys think you know how to please a woman. You probably do some crazy shit like slam her against the wall, stop slapping her, start elbowing her in the chest, start licking her ear, start bending down. Women don't like that shit. Like,
Hello, 911. I'd like to report a madman.
yes, women don't like what 25% of the women population like being beaten like dogs or something, start like being abused and shit.
Yes, his name is Andre.
Woman.
Sorry. Your face.
75% of the women, they don't want to be treated like dogs and shit. They don't want to be treated like sex objects. They want to be like made love to. Like when you about to get it in.
You know that scene in anime whenever the guy is holding the girl and then suddenly the background turns pink and there's sparkles everywhere and she looks in his eyes.
See, that's what girls want. That's what most girls want. They want to be treated like fucking diamonds. They want to be caressed. They want to be treated fairly. They want equal like rights and shit in the sex. They want to set the partnership as a team. No girl wants their man to come and just bend her ass backwards and just shove it and go like. No man wants that. They don't want that shit. What y'all need is that y'all need to just like slow it down. Just go like.
Treat your lovers right, man. People, that's the lesson. You
just gotta do certain positions when you're like.
We're gonna have so many weird questions next week. You know this now, right, Andre?
Like when you go into, I'll tell you. Let me tell you a story. Like, let me tell you this.
So 2 weeks ago. So all of this. No, not really.
No, you're not. You're not editing out none of this shit. This is educational. This is edumacational. Okay, this is edumacational.
Is Spencer still here?
Yeah, he's just.
He's shaking his head condescendingly.
So I'm gonna say this. Like last week, I got to meet this fine ass redhead. I finally got to meet a redhead in Florida. You don't know how fucking like rare that is. A fine ass looking redhead. Name was fucking Alicia. Can you imagine a redhead named Alicia? Oh my god. Redhead, blue eyes, good body, decent 7.5 I'd hit.
Is this so you walk up to her and say how much, right? Your face is just like I wish I could show you his reaction. It's like he just drops all emotion.
Because I'm so used to that. You have no idea. I don't give a fuck face like.
Anyway, so finish your story because we're already down this rabbit hole. Pardon the phrase.
Yeah. So
NC-17. No, not really.
She takes me back to her room, and I've known her since like from class begin. So we're talking, right? And I'm like feeling her. I'm like, you know what? At least get it in. So we start making out and everything. We start cuddling a little bit. That's the one thing men loves to. Men love to cuddle, and we love to be a little spoon. If any man says he does not like to be a little spoon, that nigga gay. I'll tell you that, right, Spence?
Right. Andre, I'm gonna have to make a suggestion here.
What?
Let's save this story. Let's finish up the podcast because we're almost over an hour in and my computer's gonna run out of memory.
Alright, long story short, I just went in that bitch and started all up in them walls, bro. When I'm done with that bitch, it was sandpaper.
Okay.
So then he woke up. Then he woke up and he said, "Wait a minute, I have to go change my sheets again."
Nope. When I woke up, the first thing I wondered if I came in the bitch, because I just kept.
No, the first thing you wondered was where your wallet went. Where's the girl? Where's your wallet?
If a bitch ever took my wallet right after sex, I'm gonna slap the shit out of her. I swear to God.
Well, how? Because she takes your car too. Anyway.
Huh?
Nothing.
Alright, let's end this shit.
Okay, let's wrap up. So, Spencer, now that we've gone off on the tangent, you thought I was kidding when I said we'd answer any questions, didn't you? People who are listening to this in the future. Spencer, moving forward to Black Mass, is there anything that you can tease us with that we're going to expect from this show? You don't have to tell us names or matches. Just give us some kind of like, if you were doing a promo, this Sunday, Black Mass.
I'd expect some Christmas shenanigans for sure. Not as
Ooh.
much as we did Halloween shenanigans with Killing Floor, but
Yeah, that was
4 presents on a pole in each corner with a weapon inside.
definitely some fun stuff. We're gonna have to put Santa in there somewhere.
Andre Jensen will be Santa. I'm calling it. I'm gonna call that right now.
Yes, I would so watch that. Oh my god.
Sorry, continue.
He rolls the dice. A low roll gets you like
Cole.
a rubber duck. A high roll gets you an Xbox.
Well, he's a billionaire in Canada, so he can just like he's burning Xboxes for warmth.
What the sleigh runs on.
Oh my! I have so many jokes. You guys don't know, if I ever just do completely silly, I go all the way.
Right.
I think at one point I just had a roleplay called Teo del Sol Answers a Question, and it started with him making breakfast, and it ended with 5 different Teo del Sols and a talking rabbit arguing with each other.
Oh wow.
I'll link you it because that's probably one of the funniest ones I've ever written.
Yep. Alright, so are we gonna end this shit or not?
Yes,
I gotta sleep.
If you're still here for listening, thank you so much for listening. You are a real trooper. Tune in next time where we will answer more questions, hopefully, when we'll be back around Black Mass to give you a preview. And to everyone, Civil War, great show, but we could not have done it without the work of every single handler. UCI would not
For real.
exist without you, so thank you. From the bottom of our heart. Spencer, I assume it goes for you, and Andre, I assume it goes for you. We could not do this without you, and it would not be anything, so... On that note, guys, anything to add?
Fuck all of you!
With that, that's our Andre. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway,
Fuck.
Spencer, you good?
Yep.
All right. Well,
Spencer wants to sleep so bad. Look at it. Look at his face, bro. He's so passing out right now, like for real.
for UCI, this is the People's Podcast signing off. See you next time.
All right, take care. Good night, guys.